You've probably clicked on this video because you're struggling to hear God. You're struggling to see signs, you're struggling for that confirmation that you're looking for, that the path that you're on is the right one. And you feel as though God has been a little bit silent in your life recently. I mean, he was really loud a few weeks ago, really loud. You felt like you was doing the right thing, everything seemed like it was making sense, and now everything's a little bit quiet. I think the reason why God made it that animals can't speak is to show us silly little humans that love and trust and forgiveness and guidance isn't bound by words and the things that we say. I mean, how many of you guys have a dog? That dog doesn't need to say anything to you, but he'll lie next to you or he'll lie by your feet, and as soon as an intruder comes, the dog will be up barking at the door. As soon as you get up, the dog is next to you, ready to go on that walk with you by your side. The dog doesn't need to say anything. The dog doesn't need to tell you that he's there for you. You just know, because that's the relationship that you've got with your dog. Same thing goes with God. A lot of the times, God will make himself clear in your life, and he'll save you from something, and he'll get you out of your rut. But then once you're out of that rut, he doesn't need to scream and shout anymore. He simply just needs to stand by your side. And sometimes when we can't hear God, that's because he's stood right next to us, and he doesn't need to shout and he doesn't need to say anything, because his presence should simply be enough. And then that's where doubts and questions and trials and tribulations come in, because this is where faith comes in. This is where faith that God is there regardless comes in. Do you acknowledge that God is still here, or do you think after him saving you, he's now just gone and he's never going to come back? When God is silent, which he is sometimes, he's simply testing your faith. He's seeing whether the rut that he got you out of, you're going to get yourself back into or not. Or are you going to continue on this path with him and putting your faith and trust in him, the person that got you out of the pickle that you got yourself into in the first place? You see, God works in mysterious ways, man, because we're all on a different journey. We all have questions, and I've even found recently, and I'm going to put my hands up and I'll be completely honest, the more I try and build my relationship with Christ, with God, with myself, the more questions I have, the more doubts I seem to have. And sometimes it feels like, rather than building my relationship, it's pushing me away. But that's my own mind lying to me. That's the devil's schemes. That are the tricks of the devil that are being played. And so today, a day that I have been questioning, a day that I have been doubting, a day that I have been feeling a little bit like God is being a bit silent, I've had to snap out of that real quick. Because it's not true. Jesus Christ got me out of a rut that I was in. I remember it like it was yesterday. An experience unexplainable unless you go through it yourself. And what I've realised is that I've been searching for that experience again. I've been longing for that experience again, that realisation that he is there, that he is loud, that he is looking over me, and that he's always been there and always will be there. It's almost as if I've been looking for that again. But it don't work like that. He met me at a low point. He got me out of that low point. And it's not up to me now, to question whether he's still there. It's up to me now to have faith that he is. And keep building, keep pushing, keep going. Because that's where the true change comes in. God's probably met you at a low point in your life and snapped you out of something and turned you around. But now it's up to you to continue walking that path with the Lord. Keep your eyes on Christ and keep pushing forward. Let's go back to the parable of Peter on the boat. I've spoken about this before on this channel, but I feel like it's quite fitting. The parable of Peter on the boat, where Peter and the other disciples are on the boat in the storm and they see Jesus walking on the water, and Jesus says, "Jump out, Peter, come and walk to me." And Peter, full of faith, jumped out on the boat and started walking towards Jesus. But as soon as Peter took his eyes off of Jesus and started looking at the big waves and the storm and the rain, he started drowning. He started sinking. And then Jesus saves him. He puts his hand down. Peter grabs his hand. Jesus pulls him out of the water. And Jesus goes, "Oh, you little of faith." When you take your eyes off of the Lord, you start sinking. You start doubting. You start questioning. You start getting yourself back into the rut that you were in a long time ago, way before. The difference is you're in the water. The hard work's been done. You're in there now. Don't go back to the boat. There's nothing on the boat for you. Don't let yourself drown, because there's nothing down in the depths for you. Keep your eyes on the Lord. Keep trusting in the Lord. And have faith that even when he is silent, he is there right next to you with his fingers crossed, that you'll realise that and carry on pushing forward. Today's been day 102 of me making a YouTube video every single day for 365 days and seeing where I end up. Today, in my garden, lovely day today, sun is shining from this side of the pond. What a day to be alive. Smiles all around, God is good, birds are singing, can't complain. With all that being said, I'll see you tomorrow. God bless. Bye.